Welcome to this episode of Passport to Payments. I'm Mikis from Enfuce, and as a guest today we have Matt from Endava. Matt, please introduce yourself and your role briefly.
Hi, I'm Matt Williamson at Endava. I'm Senior Vice President and Industry Principal. What that really means is I look at the markets, what's happening globally with payments, and basically look at the trends and understand where the future is for our customers. And our customers range from banks, FIs, private equity firms, etc. So they come to us for our knowledge, experience, etc.
What's one thing financial institutions often miss when they say they are customer first?
I think they're not honest with themselves. I think if we're really truthful, they're not customer first. They're not necessarily customer centric. That is a culture that comes from the top down. Within all these organizations, there are lots of people trying to do the right things, but they're not necessarily enabled by leadership. So I think be very honest with yourselves. Are you really customer centric? You have shareholders, investments, etc. you have to attain, but are you looking 5-10 years from now? You know, if I look at my children, I've got daughters, 16 and 14. You can't advertise to them on traditional channels. They're on TikTok. Unless you're on TikTok with a 5 to 10 second clip that engages with them instantly, they don't care. And also understand that as an FI or a bank, you're not necessarily going to hold all of the customer all the time. You know, they're going to use other services. The best thing you can do is actually have an ecosystem of partners that enable you to maintain that customer ownership, but supply the things they need, the facilities, capability they need through a third party.
And moving into ESG, open banking, even AI, you worked across all of it. Mm-hmm. What excites you most about this, and what are the forces that we see that are converging right now?
So again, I think we're coming out the other side now of the hype cycle with AI especially. Everyone thinks AI is going to fix everything for everyone, not realizing AI has been around for a very, very long time. And you know, what are the use cases and the excitement for corporates and let's say legacy thinking is we can just reduce headcount. We can automate everything, reduce headcount. But actually AI especially is a tool to augment and automate certain things, but you still need the experience and exposure above that. I was at a conference recently where the chief digital officer there said, I don't believe in the word hallucinations. That's a very fuzzy, nice way. They're lies. It's, you know, AI or agentic, etc., is making things up because it doesn't understand. And that's where we need to step in as experts and help shape that. And on the ESG front, I think it's moving to the front now. It's not a must-have, you know, Me Too, greenwashing. People genuinely are believing in that. And again, coming back to your customer centricity question, the next generation authentically align with brands that align with their personality and their belief systems. So I think if you are pretending to be ESG, environmentally aware, you'll soon get found out, and those people will leave. And I think when I was a kid doing economics at school, if you looked at a retailer, supermarket, the average lifetime spend was about £250,000. If you lose someone because they feel you lied to them, it's going to be very, very hard to get them back. And that is a lot of money. You know, I think it was in the 90s I did that, so it's probably more like 500 or 600K. That's a lot of money you've lost that you're never going to get back again.
As Endava, you partner with companies at every stage of their journey. What's one mindset you think businesses should have to adapt earlier to get more out of their transformation?
I talk about foundational principles a lot. So we talked about AI and other things, and everyone gets caught up in the hype cycle and excitement of the new shiny thing, and then forget the basics, and then wonder why they're not executing well. So my view would actually be getting into decision making, and this is really cliched, I know, but it starts with like making your bed in the morning. Mm-hmm. You know, get up, make your bed, get showered, get dressed, go to work, make decisions all the time, because then you get into the habit of making a decision, and you can change your mind. But if you're not in that decision making mindset, then you'll push decisions down the road and they build up, and then you get to what are we talking about again? Or can you bring me over it? I'm not sure. And then you get into being static and stale. Yeah. So I find anyone who makes decisions is generally going to be quite successful, as long as they can reverse that decision as well.
Thank you, Matt, for coming on. This was super insightful.
That's good. Thanks, Nick. It's good to see you again.